Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post. Doge kills woke AmeriCorps, fires employees, sends volunteers home. This is an entire government agency that the Doge people just basically went in last week, did their thing, and this week they're pretty much getting rid of everybody. AmeriCorps is portrayed this way. From the Associated Press, AmeriCorps members who respond to disasters and help nonprofits are let go in Doge cuts. Well, when you hear nonprofits, you know something probably isn't so right with these guys. No, they're not just about responding to disasters. Did you hear about all those AmeriCorps people that went to help out in North Carolina when they had their horrible flooding? No, you didn't. Even FEMA didn't show up there. While, of course, I'm sure some of their volunteers are involved in disaster relief, here's what you more commonly would hear about with these guys. From Axios, AmeriCorps pledges aid to tribal-led climate solutions. What do you mean you're pledging aid to tribal-led climate solutions? Are you some kind of a nonprofit or something? No, not really. They're a government agency, but they get money to play around with. And the Musk team said, hey, these guys have like $1 billion budget. The money is being wasted. It's being mishandled. The missions here don't really make sense. And of course, these things get turned inside out. And these organizations are run to push things like their climate agenda, to abuse their power, to abuse their funds, to give out millions of dollars of their own funding. Here's something else they were doing. AmeriCorps and CDC award $76 million in funding to support public health needs. What are they, some kind of an investment fund now? They just collect $1 billion from the government. They give $76 million here and they go do indigenous climate change activities. Look at this from Axios. AmeriCorps is allocating more than $7 million to tribal nations and indigenous-led nonprofits working to address needs related to climate change, food security, and conservation. And that's what a lot of these nonprofits do. They take in money for a specific purpose, and then they share the money between each other. Doge is all over those guys. From Alaska to New Mexico, indigenous communities are confronting severe climate-fueled challenges as increasing volatility in food systems spurs escalating food insecurity. And the people at AmeriCorps are going to change all that. Just give them another couple of $100 million and let them do whatever they want with it. It's also, of course, like all of their government agencies, a job program that they have turned into a diversity, equity, and inclusion situation where they're focused on people of color, and that's fine, but you have to give everyone equal opportunity, which, of course, they don't do. And then beyond that, they do have a lot of volunteers. Of course, it costs money to sustain volunteers when you send them on missions to do things. And beyond that, each volunteer gets over $7,000 towards a future college education. And a lot of those payments can still be in cash, like Pell Grant payments can be in cash. So you can also imagine how the money is flying around here and having people on a list saying, oh yeah, they volunteered. And who knows if they even volunteered? Do you trust any of these organizations? I definitely don't. I don't need these guys volunteering if they say they're volunteering, doing God knows what projects, if they can't even show up to help out in North Carolina with all that flooding. I don't trust these people. From the Washington Post, AmeriCorps staff members placed on leave after Doge visit. The federal agency supported community service work and sent young adults to work on disaster response and conservation projects nationwide. And if you look at their logo on their t-shirts, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say almost never. I know I've never seen that logo one place ever in any media representation of any disaster agency, ever. Never seen any of those guys responding to anything. I'm sure they have at some point, but we've got supposedly 200,000 volunteers. Where are they? Well, now they're not going to work there anymore. Agency staff at AmeriCorps began to receive notices Wednesday, placing them on paid administrative leave effective immediately, according to copies shared with the Washington Post. The latest blow to an organization that deploys thousands of young people to work on community service projects across the United States. And also, some way they're also funding these $76 million grants for public health needs. Where are they getting the money for this? What are they doing? How is that volunteer work? The leave notices come more than a week after members of Elon Musk's U.S. Doge service visited AmeriCorps' headquarters in Washington, and the agency unveiled plans to cut its workforce by up to 50% or more as part of the Trump administration's effort to reduce the size of the federal government, according to the Post. The notices on Wednesday went out to hundreds of AmeriCorps' roughly 650 full-time employees, according to 3 employees who spoke on the condition of anonymity. Quote, during the period that you are on administrative leave, you are not to enter AmeriCorps premises, access AmeriCorps systems, or attempt to use your position or authority with AmeriCorps in any way without my prior permission or prior permission of a supervisor in your chain of command, according to notices from the interim agency's head. On Tuesday, AmeriCorps closed down its National Civilian Community Corps, a residential program that assigns young adults to a variety of community service projects around the country, such as disaster preparedness and environmental conservation. NCCC service members were told this week that they're being sent home and placed on administrative leave until April 30th. The dismantling of the NCCC includes FEMA Corps, a program in partnership between FEMA and NCCC for young adults to serve communities impacted by disasters such as hurricanes, floods, and wildfires, even though we've never seen any of them at any hurricanes, floods, or wildfires. FEMA Corps members were escorted out of the agency's headquarters in Washington on Tuesday, and teams active in the field were ordered to go home, according to the Post. AmeriCorps had a 2025 operating budget of about $1 billion. That, quote, makes up less than 0.02% of the federal budget, said Anna Connolly, the president for Voices of National Service, a coalition of national and local service organizations. I love when people say, well, it's $1 billion. It's a small percentage of the federal budget. Well, guess what? We don't want you to waste $1 of federal money. We don't want you to take $1 of federal money and spend it in a way that the people don't want. The agency said last week it planned on ending all public health AmeriCorps spending in fiscal year 2025. The millions of dollars in federal funding were intended to support more than 4,000 AmeriCorps members across nearly all states, plus the District of Columbia, Guam, and Puerto Rico, as they launched programs addressing mental health, chronic disease prevention, and public health readiness. Where did they get the idea that they're going to just take millions of dollars and start spending them in this way? Somewhere at the bottom of all of it is probably a scam, and the Doge people probably know exactly what that scam is. AmeriCorps was created in 1993 by President Bill Clinton. The small agency employs more than 500 full-time federal workers and dispatches more than 200,000 volunteers nationwide, each one of which is entitled to a $7,300 grant to use towards college. How much do you want to bet that a large percentage of those volunteers, maybe 50%, 25%, 15%, who knows, are just people's name on a list? Do they even exist? We have no idea, but the Doge people probably do know by now. It's unclear if the thousands of service members participating in AmeriCorps, ANS, and VISDA programs also received notices on Thursday. Quote, this is not what we dreamed, said Marcia Meeks Kelly, who founded the Mississippi Commissioner of Volunteer Service and ran it during Hurricane Katrina. Quote, we were just celebrating the 30th anniversary. We dreamed that there'd be 1 million more AmeriCorps alums in this country. And here's how you know it's probably a really good idea that the thing gets shut down. From Axios, California's Newsom says he's suing the Trump administration over AmeriCorps cuts. California Governor Gavin Newsom said Thursday he'll sue the Trump administration over the reported Doge-driven dismantling of the AmeriCorps service program. This is Newsom's second lawsuit announcement against the administration this week, after saying Wednesday that he'd sue over President Trump's sweeping global tariffs. AmeriCorps placed most of its federal staff on paid administrative leave Wednesday per America's Service Commissions, a nonprofit representing state service commissions, and multiple news reports. From the AP, AmeriCorps members who responded to disasters and helped nonprofits are let go in Doge cuts. They responded to a lot of disasters, but we've never seen them anywhere ever doing that. Although I'm sure there's a picture, one place here or another place there. 200,000 volunteers, where are all of them? Young volunteers who respond to national disasters and help with community projects across the U.S. have been discharged as a result of the Trump administration's campaign to shrink government workforce and services and get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. More than 2,000 people ages 18 to 26 serve for nearly a year, according to the program's website, and get assigned to projects with nonprofits and community organizations or the Federal Emergency Management Agency. It celebrated its 30th year last year. The volunteers are especially visible after natural disasters, although we've never seen them, including Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and Hurricane Helene last year. Really? I don't remember seeing any of them. The organization said on social media that last month teams have served 8 million service hours or nearly 3,400 disaster projects since 1999. I'm not Doge. I'm not inside their financials. I don't have all of their records. I don't trust any of these government agencies. And if Doge wants to go in and shut down every federal agency, I'm all for it. Maybe leave a couple of people here and a few people over there. Maybe we still need the military and probably the Department of Defense. We do need some of it, but probably not all of it. Go analyze it, work on it, get rid of the fraud, waste, and abuse. And if Gavin Newsom is suing you, then you know you're doing the right thing. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another story. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.